Hello and welcome to Byju's Exam Prep IAS. Let's get started and look into our daily quiz. Before we start with our today's practice questions, a quick gentle reminder. Byju's Exam Prep IAS is now on Telegram. So please do join our official Telegram so that you get all the updates with respect to the current affairs. What is that you have to do? Follow the link given in the description box or scan this QR code. This will take you to our official Telegram channel and you would be able to get all the current affairs related updates. Let's get started and look into the first question. Which of the following are the tributaries of River Beas? Banganga, Banner, Baspa, Chakki, Marusudha. The answer to this is 1, 2 and 4 only. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to the Chakki river. Which are the major tributaries of Beas river? This includes Bain, Banganga, Luni, Uhal, along with Banner, Chakki, Gaj, Harla, Mamuni, Parvati, Patli Kulal, Saint, Suketi as well as Tirthan. And as part of the assignment, you have to put on the comment section, Baspa is the tributary of which river? Marsudar is the tributary of which river? Please put it on the comment section. When we speak about River Beas, it is a river which flows through the state of Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, which is why when you consider the state of Punjab, it derives its name because of the 5 rivers flowing through the state of Punjab. So Beas happens to be one of the rivers which also flows through the state of Punjab. The river is also home to one of the species called as the Indus River dolphin. So remember, in this river of Beas, what we have is the Indus River dolphin and its IUCN status happens to be endangered. Because its numbers are dropping every year, Punjab government has decided it has to safeguard, it has to conserve this particular species. So what did it do? In the year 2019, it also called Indus River dolphin as the state aquatic animal. So remember, because its numbers were dwindling, the Indus River dolphin was declared as the state aquatic animal of Punjab in the year 2019. So what has the Punjab government done? The Punjab government has taken efforts to conserve the Indus dolphins, restore its freshwater habitats, and has also tied up with multiple communities so that this particular species is safeguarded. Now let's look into the next practice question. Consider the following statements with respect to National Commission for Scheduled Caste. It is a constitutional body established under Article 336 of the Indian Constitution. The 88th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003 bifurcated the Combined National Commission for SCs and STs into 2 separate bodies. The commission consists of a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and 5 other members. Which of the statements given above are incorrect? It is asking for the incorrect statement. So the answer to this is 1, 2 and 3. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to the National Commission for Scheduled Caste. The National Commission for Scheduled Castes happens to be a constitutional body that works to safeguard the interest of the scheduled castes in India. It seeks to offer SC community protection from discrimination and exploitation as well as providing facilities to uplift the SC community. It is established under Article 338 of the Constitution and it is not Article 336. So the first option is wrong. When you look into the second option, the 88th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003 bifurcated the Combined National Commission for SCs and STs into 2 separate bodies. This once again is wrong. That is because it is not 88th but instead it is 89th Constitutional Amendment. So the second statement is also wrong. When you consider the third statement, the commission consists of a chairperson, a vice chairperson and 5 other members. This statement is also wrong. That is because when you consider the members, apart from the chairman, there is a vice chairman and 3 other members. So it is only 3 other members and not 5 other members. Now, if we have to consider the National Commission for the Scheduled Castes, the Constitution Constitution provided for the appointment of a special officer under Article 338. The special officer was designated as the Commissioner for Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes in 1987. The government, upon pressure from various members of parliament, decided to form a multi-member commission for the welfare of SCs and STs instead of a one-member commission. So initially it was a one-member commission, and over a period of time this became a multi-member commission. The 65th Amendment to the Constitution replaced the one member with a multi-member National Commission for the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes. The Constitution 65th Amendment Act of 1990 amended Article 338 of the Indian Constitution. The 89th Amendment in 2003 replaced this commission with the following, where they had a separate National Commission for Scheduled Castes and a separate National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes. Now let's look into the next practice question. European Union's enhanced surveillance framework was imposed on which among the following countries? It includes Greece, Hungary, Italy or Poland. The answer to this is Greece. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Hindu makes a reference to this surveillance framework. Let us try and understand what is this enhanced surveillance framework. Greece will currently exit from the European Union's so-called enhanced surveillance framework. What is this enhanced surveillance framework? As the very name denotes, what we will have is the surveillance that is put up on the Greece economy. Greece economy was not doing good immediately after 2008, after multiple years as well. Their economy was not doing good. So what does the European Union do? It provides certain guidelines and a framework so that Greece economy is monitored and it is stabilized over a period of time. So this economic guidelines given to Greece by the European Union so that it becomes stable over a period of time is what is called as the European Union's enhanced surveillance framework. This was imposed on whom? It was imposed on Greece. So the surveillance framework had been intended to ensure that the continued adoption of measures to tackle all sources of economic difficulty and also bring about structural reforms to support sustainable economic growth. So basically it is a regular assessment of the economy of Greece, which is called as the enhanced surveillance framework. Right now they will be coming out of this enhanced surveillance framework, and in all likelihood they will have more freedom to make their own economic policies. So as of now it looks like the Greece economy is stabilized, so in all likelihood it will not be monitored by the European Union under this particular framework. So Greece would be able to make it independent economic models as well as policies. Now let's look into the next practice question. With respect to National Human Rights Commission, which of the following statements are incorrect? The chairman of the NHRC should only be a person who has been a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The chairman and members of the NHRC will hold office for 5 years or till the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. The answer to this is both. Why? That is because this question is asking for the incorrect statement. Why have we taken this practice question? Because this article on the Indian Express makes a reference to the National Human Rights Commission. Let us try and understand what are these options. When we look into the first statement, the chairman of the NHRC should only be a person who has been a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. This statement was fine earlier, but now what we have had is an amendment to the Protection of Human Rights Act of 1993. In 2019, the Parliament passes Protection of Human Rights Amendment Act of 2019. So according to this amendment, if you consider, it is not only the Chief Justice, but it can also be the judge of the Supreme Court as well. When you consider the second statement, the chairman and members of the NHRC will hold office for 5 years or till the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. This statement once again is wrong. That is because it is not 5 years, but instead this has been reduced to about 3 years in the amendment. So if you have old Lakshmikant that you are referring to, please do make the change, because we have had an amendment in the year 2019. Yes, the original act said that they would be able to hold the office for 5 years or till the age of 70 years, but this has been changed. This has been amended, and right now it is 3 years or till the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier. These are some of the changes that have been introduced in the latest amendment. Now let's look into the next practice question. If rainforests and tropical forests are the lungs of the earth, then surely wetlands function as its kidneys. Which one of the following functions of wetlands best reflects the above statement? The water cycle in wetlands involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation and evaporation, algae from the nutrient base upon which fish, crustaceans, mollusks, birds, reptiles, and mammals thrive. Wetlands play a vital role in maintaining sedimentation balance and soil stabilization. Aquatic plants absorb heavy metals and excess nutrients. The answer to this is aquatic plants absorb heavy metals and excessive nutrients. This happens to be a previous year question from the year 2022. And when we speak about wetlands, essentially acting as the kidneys of the landscape, they help in filtering and capturing the sediment and helping settle it to the bed of the wetlands, and the plants use these nutrients to grow, which supports the whole of the ecosystem. Now let's look into the fact of the day. The fact of the day for today's discussion is NAFIS. What does it stand for? It stands for the National Automated Fingerprint Identification System. What is it? It happens to be a centralized database of fingerprints. Let us try and understand what is this NAFIS all about. According to the Ministry of Home Affairs, it says that NAFIS was developed by the National Crime Records Bureau. This will be a countrywide searchable database of crime and crime related fingerprints. What do we mean by it? Let's say, for example, there is a person who's committed an offense. So this person is going to be thrown behind bar as well. So the minute a person has committed an offense, his fingerprint would be taken, FIR which is filed against this particular person. When it is fed into the database, his fingerprint will also be associated with that first information report. So if a person commits a crime, this person's fingerprint will be taken, it will be linked to the FIR, and it will be saved at the national level in a national database. How will it work? NAFIS will basically assign a unique 10-digit national fingerprint number. So if a person has committed a crime, this person's fingerprint will have a unique number. So in case he commits the crime in the near future, or he is absconding with this particular fingerprint, they would be able to identify where this person is. Is this the first time that such an automation project is being attempted? No. Upon the recommendations of the National Police Commission in 1986, the Central Fingerprint Bureau first began to automate the fingerprint database by digitizing the existing manual records through India's first automated fingerprint identification system in 1992, called as Fingerprint Analysis and Criminal Tracing System, which is also called as the FACS 1.0. The latest iteration happens to be FACS 5, which was upgraded in 2007, was considered to have outlived its shelf life according to a 2018 report by the NCRB, and thus needed to be replaced by NAFIS. This basically means we already had a system, the system is no more effective, and as a result a new system is being created, which is called as the NAFIS. Since when has India relied on the fingerprinting? William Herschel and the chief administrator of the Hooghly district of Bengal from the late middle 800s onwards used fingerprinting to reduce fraud and forgeries in order to ensure that the correct person was receiving pensions, signing land transfer deeds and mortgage bonds. The growing use of fingerprinting was deeply tied to how 19th century British officials understood crime in India. Entire social groups were categorized as racially distinct criminal tribes and were deemed to be professional criminals from time immemorial. However, the trouble that they faced was in identifying these groups from the ordinary criminals, something that the British found particularly difficult in such a diverse land. As a result, they came up with the initial approach of coming up with the fingerprint identification, and after independence we do have our own systems that have been put in place as well. Because we are not able to effectively make use of the existing system, what we required was a new system, which is why NAFIS was being implemented. What is the significance of this particular program? By automating the collection, storage and matching of the fingerprints along with the digitization, we would be able to get who these criminals are, and we would be able to identify them and ultimately bring them before the court of law, so that if they are accused and if it is proved over a period of time, they can be convicted and penal provisions can be imposed on such persons. It is this that we have to understand with respect to this topic. So this is it for today. Thank you for watching. All the best.